Hi,
Wow,
Brenda.
this is. Hi, Darlene. Great to have you on the call.
Thank
I
you.
am call. All righty, this is exciting. It's almost like a well, I don't want to call it a dream because it is real, but it's surreal. That's the word I want to call it because I could remember just last week. Well, last week we were on the highway and we couldn't get the connection like we thought we'd be able to do on the in the hotel. So, but the week before that, so less than 2 weeks ago, I was sitting on my couch in Colorado Springs, looking out the window. My neighbor's house was so close. I would laugh with Rick and say I could literally see him sit there and read his paper at night because you know when it gets dark outside, the lights go on and you could really see inside very well. And I could see him reading the paper, and then I would look up at the sky, and I could see this tree from a distance, and it looked like it was just so far away, the tree. And I thought, man, I look so forward to having space and God knows what we want in our heart and what our heart desires are. And I know I wanted to be somewhere warm, but I didn't want to, I don't know, between Florida or here where we ended up, and I'll say Charleston, because everybody's familiar with Charleston, South Carolina. And now I'm sitting, and so when Rick and I were talking about starting the call, I said, "Oh, okay. Do I want to go outside?" I'm outside on my screen porch, and wow, this is weird. I'm outside on my screen porch, looking at the green grass. There's nothing close to me. My neighbor over there is probably about, I don't know, 25, 30 feet away on the other side. Just space, just space. Green grass. I could hear the birds chirping, big trees that's been here forever. And it's what I thought of when I was thinking how nice it would be to go outside and enjoy the weather and just relax. And so this is where I am doing the call less than a week less than a week. It's amazing how time changes things and how things change. And it might seem like, oh, wow, you guys did that so fast. But we didn't do this fast. We started the process back in 2019. And that's what's so interesting about it. When we started the process, we came down here to visit my father. And between 2019 and now, we went through just waiting patiently. Maybe we want to change our location. We looked into maybe going to Florida. We have some friends who moved down there, and they were telling us about the different areas that they're in and how nice it was, how new developments were going up, but no door opened. So when a door doesn't open, it's best not to try to kick it down because not only will you break some toes, it won't be where you really need to be. So allow the doors, and that's when we're talking about getting people to join you in your business too. If you're working with somebody and it's like pulling teeth, you really don't want to work with them because that's how it's going to be the whole time. When they decide to join you in the business, it's going to be like pulling teeth. Everything they do, it doesn't work. This doesn't work. That so only allow people where they can see the vision, they have a goal, they have a dream, and they want what they want out of life and they're willing to work to get it. Because if you have someone who's used to being spoon fed, that's how you're going to have to treat them the whole time, keeping them motivated, keeping them focused. And some people like doing that. Some people like being that coach, the person who's always calling people, the person who's always there trying to get them to do what they need to do in order to be successful in what they're doing. I'm not that person. I don't really like to have to spoon feed someone. I really, even when we go on vacation with a group, I love a group of people that just take off, like our group in Jamaica. Everybody was doing their own thing. We got together. Even when we did do an excursion, everybody was just doing their own thing, enjoying the excursion, walking over here, doing this, and just enjoying the event. And that's what I like about our team, because everybody is enjoying what they're doing, as opposed to, what are we going to do now? Where are we going to go now? I don't want to go there. I want to go there. That can make you really tired. It's like, well, why did you come if you don't want to do anything? But we had so much fun because everybody was willing to try different things and do different things and just enjoy what we were doing when we were there. And that's how the business is. You want to work with people who are willing to try different things, do different things, and change, because change is very important. So this is really a big, big change for Rick and I. We wanted to do it, but we just waited till the timing was right. I mean, all the doors flew open, even down to Rick doing his research on what type of truck to get and where to park the truck and what to do with the truck. I mean, we did everything. It was easy. It was not hard. The only difficult we had, and that was really a good difficult, it was almost like good trouble, if you want to call it trouble. It really wasn't trouble. But his GPS dropping out, him going to the wrong hotel, me going to the right hotel. But if you think about it, he really went to the right hotel, because he was able to pull that truck in, park it, and where I went, which he had originally booked and paid for, it was no room for a truck. It was in the heart, the city of Dallas, and there was no room for a truck. So when you look at things like that, always look at it as a good thing. And of course, I had to then drive 20 more minutes in traffic to get to where he was, but it was okay. Nothing happened. The only thing, of course, was I didn't want to keep driving. It's nighttime, and I don't know these highways in Dallas, and people are just everywhere driving because they know where they're going. I don't know where I'm going. I'm reading signs. It's nighttime. I'm trying to drive. So that's the only thing that I did not like, but it wasn't a bad thing. Nothing happened, no accidents. I got there safely. We got into our room. We were able to have a good night's sleep. So always look at the good things. Yes, we can be uncomfortable at times, because that was very uncomfortable for me to be driving at night in a city that I'm not familiar with, but it was okay. I made it safely to where he was. And so when you look at things like, well, it's okay, I made it safely. It's okay, I made to the next level. And I was reading someone's post, I think it might have been Melinda Hunt, I'm not sure. I was reading someone's post earlier today, and she was saying, when you get to a new level and your husband brings you a check, because now it's showing that you get a certain percentage of the travel now. And see, when you get those nice little unexpected surprises, that's what makes it all worth it. So just work your business, just drive, go where you need to go, and watch how things come to pass. It's really funny being close to family, though. I mean, I have cousins galore down here, and family. But it's it's fun already. I've only been here 8 days, 9 days, and so family is family. But it's fun even being around them. It's like, because now of course, everybody's having parties and we're getting invited to things. And we would get invited to things before when we lived in Colorado Springs. But of course, everybody knew we couldn't come. And now it's like, you're close enough to come. So that's going to be fun. Our social life is going to go up a notch. We don't have to really travel like we used to. We would just travel to go and have a social life, but now we don't have to. But it's going to be fun to travel. We're close to the port. The port of Charleston has a cruise line. What is that? Carnival. So we'll be able to jump on that and go places. Not to mention the Air Force Base with the way they travel internationally out of here. So I'm looking so forward to the change. We're having fun decorating and getting everything in order the way it's supposed to be. But yeah, less than 2 weeks ago, I have to say, we were in Colorado, and then I get a call from my daughter, which is the only thing is that we left her there, but she's fine. And we talk 2-3 times a day like we did when I lived there. And the good thing for her is I can't put in a Costco's order and tell her to go to Costco and buy all this stuff for me and bring it here. But other than that, we're still connecting. And she called me and she said, "Thanks, Mom. It's 52 degrees here today, and they're thinking it's going to be slight snow flurries." I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. It's 94 degrees today. It's 94 degrees. And she just gave me a little funny emoji face. But yeah, it's what we wanted for a long time. But it wasn't in the cards right now. We had to wait. And that's what everybody, there's times when you're just going to have to wait for things to come the way you want it to come. And as I sit here on my nice little screened-in porch with my feet up and talking, I can hear the birds chirping. We're close to an airport because it's an Air Force base. It's a joint base is what they call it now. So we can slightly hear the planes going by. Amtrak is not far, so I could see us jumping on Amtrak and zooming up to Washington, D.C. or New York now that we're on the East Coast. But it's all how you look at it. And you want to look at it from the positive. But like I said, it took a minute for us to get here. It was not overnight. And I know sometimes people will say, "Oh, wow, your success, it happened overnight." When you look into people's success and how they are, where they are, and what they've done to achieve what they have, it's been a long time. They've been working at this for a minute. And even Scott Tomer would say, they've paid their dues somewhere. You know, people have followings when they go from one business to the next. They paid their dues somewhere to have such a big following. And so we all are paying our dues as we move up and we achieve our goals, how we want to achieve our goals. But you want to make sure it's never changed. Positive affirmations are still the same. The law of attraction is still the same. It has not changed. So now as I look out, all I want now, right, my next thing is I just want to see water. I want to be looking, I see grass, it's really pretty, and now I need to add water. So right above whatever, 100 yards away, I want to be able to see water. And I'm not picky. It could be a lake, it could be an ocean, but I just want to see water. So it'll be interesting to see when and how that comes to pass. But I know it will. And when you keep an open mind on what you want out of life, know that it's going to come to pass. See, what happens is we don't really stay focused on what we want. We go back and forth like, yeah, maybe someday. But no, today is a day. So why not today? And so don't put a someday on there, because someday is not a definite day. Just know that it's going to happen. I know for me, I would always say, I know I'm going to move somewhere warm, and that was my whole thing. I know I'm going to move somewhere warm. And we were talking to one lady at the store, and she was saying, well, I just hope that we have a cooler winter this year. And so we asked her, well, what's cooler? She said, well, it would be nice if it drops to the 60s. And it was funny for us because Colorado Springs, we can hit below in the negative numbers. So for her to say a cool 60 degrees is a nice cool holiday, Christmas, I thought that was funny. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens while we're down here. Our business is still going. We have people signing up too. So even though and that's what's so nice about the power of the internet. The power of the internet allows you to reach and touch so many people. And on Vaughn's call Sunday, he was talking about that, the power of the internet and how you need to expose your business on the internet and what to do and how to do it. And he's doing different classes. I've seen him do a couple of, videos on Facebook where he's talking and asking questions to people. But just continue to do what you're doing. I know everybody on this call, we post. I see your posts. I like your posts. And just continue to do that because you have no idea who's watching you. And the person who watches you will want to be with you and do what you're doing with Surge 365. So everything is still the same. The location has changed for us, yes. And it's a nice, warm location. You don't hear any traffic. I'm actually outside. You don't hear traffic. You hear the birds chirping once in a while. And you hear what's that? You hear the air conditioning. That's it. That's it. I like that I can sit out here. I could have a conversation. I could feel the breeze. It's a nice little slight breeze coming through. I don't know what the temperature is out here, but I'm quite sure it's probably in the 80s, if not warmer. But that's what I've always wanted, to get back down here and to be close to family. And so yeah, so that's it. That's all I have to say as far as our move. I know we talked about it last week, but now we're kind of settled a little bit. We're not knee-high in boxes. We've been getting rid of boxes and unpacking things and getting settled. And it's all about timing. What we did also, to give you a good idea, you want to always say that. Make that part of your affirmation. That's part of Rick's affirmation. He says it all the time. Our timing is always great. Our timing is always perfect. And we left a lot of things in Colorado. We gave a lot of things to Habitat to Humanity. We gave our complete living room set. We gave the grill, the freezer, and just bags and bags. We took 9 trips to Goodwill, and each time our SUV was packed to the brim. And we gave away so much stuff, bookshelves and all my Christmas stuff. I thought, okay, I'll just start over. I kept my tree, but I kept one little box of Christmas stuff. And I had enough Christmas stuff to give you an idea. Our last house was 5,000 square feet, and it was 3 levels. So it was 2-story and a basement. And one year I decorated every level, tree, fully decorated, up and down, all the lights on the house. It was lit up literally the house lit up like a Christmas tree. That's how much stuff I had. And so I got rid of all of that stuff the first time, and then we right-sized. I still had accumulated. I still had so much stuff to get rid of. So you have so much stuff that you don't even think about it because you're not thinking about it. And you put things in the closet and you forget about it. Or you'll put things here and you should forget about it. But if you think about it, you are so blessed to have so much stuff that we don't even think about all the things that we have. And so because this is not our permanent spot, a lot of stuff that I can't put up, a lot of pictures, a lot of decorative items, I'm going to store it away. But if this was our permanent spot and I had all this stuff left over, I would give it away. Because once you give the stuff away, you'll get more stuff, different stuff, new things. So think about the baggage that you have. Think about that. Get rid of that baggage so you can get some new stuff, so you can have positive things that come into your life. We hold on to junk. And when you hold on to junk, it's not no room for new stuff. So think about that as you move around and you look at all the things around you. Think about that with people in your life. I know sometimes we feel that we're stuck with people that are bringing us down, negative people that are talking just constant negative stuff. Even when they come into the room, you could feel them just suck all the energy out of the room. Distance yourself from that kind of stuff, because you'll never grow, because it'll continue to pull you down. And so remember to stay positive and keep positive things going on. Life is too short to be dragged down with negative people and negative thoughts and stuff. Get rid of stuff, shed it, do some changing so you can feel lighter, so you could start seeing past all the clutter and what you really want out of life. If you want something out of life, start writing it down, start making it plain. And once you start writing it down, you'll begin to see things come to pass. And don't think you're going to just write it down, because this house that I wrote down, that I'm writing down all the time, I'm constantly changing things in this house. I have no idea when I'm going to get it. And I know I want it. It's mine. It's here now. I'm thinking in the positive of it. And when it comes to pass, I'll let everybody know. Because just like now, I'm on this porch that I always thought about having, and I have. So remember to think like that, to write it down, to make it plain, and you're going to be surprised how things come to pass. You're going to be surprised how you're going to attract like-minded people who want what they want out of life. I would say what you want, but you want people to want their own things. You want people to have desires of what they want out of life, and you want them to go for it. So another thing, you guys, I gotta get used to bugs. I haven't been dealing with bugs in years. And these bugs, I see those love bugs. I don't know if you guys know what a love bug is, but a love bug, I just do not understand those things. And so anyway, that's another thing. I do not concentrate on the bugs because I don't like bugs. I just concentrate on how nice it feels out here. The fact that we're just not a stone's throw away. We're about 30 minutes away from my father, which is great. I just talked to his wife this morning, had a nice little quick chat with her, updated her on what was going on. And
So Brenda,
but yeah, I have to make sure I don't think about the bugs. What?
can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
You hear me through the mic?
Yes, I
Okay,
hear
I
you through
guess it
the
is working
mic.
now. It wasn't working before. You know, one of the things that was interesting as a practice that we did, that you mostly did, is talking about minimalists. And you had
Mm.
mentioned it earlier, and being willing to let things go. I mean, we let some quality stuff go to Goodwill and to Habitat for Humanity. You know, we dropped off that one picture to the Springs Rescue Mission, where we dropped off all the food, the freezer food, and all that. And that one picture, and I asked him, "Do you take pictures?" He says, "Oh yeah, we take pictures." And when he looked at the picture, he says, "This is a great picture."
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But quality things that people can use, and as you would say, recirculating money. That's why it's good to give, because it comes back. But not just money, but things that people can actually use. You know, one man's trash is another man's treasure. And but things that people can actually use. You know, not when it's torn and worn, but even in good shape. But you and we were willing to let things go. I let go the grill that I love.
That you love.
That
Yep,
has
that's
been
right. Nice
good to
grill.
me.
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
we let go of the freeze. I mean, we let go a lot, but we were willing to let go to receive. And that's a principle that you don't have to let go, but if you're just willing to let go, you open the door for more, and you open the door for greater. One of the things in moving, to Charleston, we had set a plan in place, before 2019. And of course, we went on the list. But God is the one that's controlling everything. And if we can rest in the plan, God will bring it to pass. If we can but rest in the plan, set the vision, write it down, make it plain. Though it tarry, yet shall it come in the appointed time. There's a time and purpose for everything under the sun. And we was talking about this yesterday, how, and everybody on this call knows this, you've done things that people are like, man, I want to do that. But there's no way they can do that because they don't know the steps to the process and the time period between each of those steps that you took to do whatever it was. Whether it's going through a complete military career or a job career, or like you do, Darlene, when you was working at the church and all the favor that you had. People don't know the individual pieces because those are of the Lord. And if we can be obedient to the individual steps and stay focused on the positive, stay focused on, that future, that vision, it will come to pass. And, people will look at the steps that we took to get into military housing for a retiree. How does that even happen? A 4-bedroom on an open base? Where we can have time to say, okay, here's where we want to build, here's where we want to do it. And we don't have to even think about it. We can stay here 1 to 2, whatever, how many years, because we're retirees. It's not like we're going to be PCSing out. But how does that even happen? One step at a time. One step of obedience. Yes, that's right. My obedience will open the doors. And like you're saying, not just for me, but for others. One step of not getting disappointed, even though we're human. One step of not getting distracted, even though we're human. One step of saying, okay, Lord, help me to suck it up. and I'm in it to win it, Lord. And He will guide us. He will propel us. He will accelerate us. When everything came to pass and fruition of us being put in the position to make a 2-day decision whether or not we wanted the house, and then to make a 30-day decision to wrap everything up to move. We knew something was happening in the spirit realm. And the fact that we had to be obedient to receive and to reap whatever was happening in the spirit realm, knowing that everything would fall in place and in order in the spirit realm to naturally, and to just get into that mode to just walk it out because we're being guided. We won't see, you don't see as you're going, but like you said, Brenda, you got the headlights in the dark and you can see 50 feet. And so you can walk 50 feet, drive 50 feet, knowing that the rest of the path is in God's hands and it will unveil itself as you walk in
Rick,
confidence and in faith. Go right ahead.
there's a test. Tests come along. One test that we recognized years ago, and this you heard me say it before. This is really what I consider the secret, and it really is no secret. It's just that people are unwilling to do it. The secret is to give.
Mm,
To give, and then it'll see. Test will come along to see if you're going to give that up or you're going to try to hold on to it.
that's good.
We'll give it away in a heartbeat because we know something greater is coming, even
That's
if it
good.
was if you wreck total the car, you got a new one coming. So it's how
Ooh,
you look at things. But the secret is to give, be a giver, not a taker. But people are unwilling to do it. Back to you, Rick.
man, that's good stuff. That'll write a book. And the secret is to be willing to give away for the greater, to be willing to give away the present for the future. And that's a serious principle right there, because it causes movement in your life. When you're willing to give away the present for the future benefit, for the future that you see. And like you're saying, Glenn, people will hold on to the present because they don't like change, but to go forward in the vision, the same person can't go to a different future. They just repeat it, the present, the present, the present. And, that is so true, Glenn. Being willing to be a giver, to give away the present and what you have and what you think you have for the future benefit. And so for us to give away, what we had in Colorado Springs, it really, it takes a moment to think that it has outlived its usefulness. Colorado Springs had outlived its usefulness to our future. Our future was not there. However, fear of the unknown, and Brendan and I was talking about this the other day, fear of the unknown could have kept us there, and we would have been facing another winter, another Colorado winter, even though they're not like Boston winters. I'm from Boston. But, nevertheless, it's cold. But we would have been facing another winter there. And if we gave up on this opportunity, man, Brenda, I don't think it would have come around again if we said, no, we don't want that house. And, what's interesting is that it's a 4-bedroom, but it's not the totally renovated ones, units that they have, which everybody is pushing for. And there's an even longer line for. And so we took this one, and, we got here, we knew God was going to bless us. It's not even that bad.
No, what's interesting is everybody knows when you're gonna move or rent or even buy, you look at your place. We said yes to this place sight unseen. We had not even seen it, and then my daughter, she did, you know how they are. She did her little Google research, and so she zoomed on the house through Google, and of course she was telling us it's the wrong one. The one she was telling us it is from the Google map was the wrong one. And I was like, well, that's not bad. I can live with that. I like the porch on the outside, because on Google, you're looking at it from the sky. So you're looking down. And well, that's not bad. I like how the houses are scattered. They're not really close together. I said, that's not bad. And that's what's so interesting. And then we saw a what is that? Like a layout of the actual unit, but we didn't see inside. So we knew that this was here, the kitchen was here, this was here, that was it.
Virtual walkthrough.
And so we knew that. Yeah, so we did like a little virtual walkthrough, but it was just how the units are. It wasn't this unit per se. But anyway, it was really interesting to say yes to something that we had not even, we knew nothing about how it looked.
We said yes to the promise.
Right, yeah, because we sure wouldn't have said yes. No, the house is not bad. I shouldn't say that, but it's just dated with the linoleum tile in the bathroom.
That's like a military barracks. Hey, Glenn, you would totally agree, man. You would totally
Yeah,
relate.
Glenn and Chantel know what we're talking about, but
Absolutely.
it has potential,
Oh man,
to
it
to
has
really
major
be,
potential, and
yeah,
the fact
major
that it's
potential.
four bedrooms,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and we was able to pick up the furniture, and so everything is just falling in place. But fear keeps people away from their promise. The fear of the steps to the promise distracts most people because they're like, I got to do what? And they really don't. They just have to ride. And they have to ride in positivity. They have to ride in gratitude. They have to ride in faith. They have to ride in service to others. They have to just ride. We ride to our future based on the work that we're assigned to do in that future. And that work begins today to lead to the future. And what a lot of people do is they don't realize the steps that they're taking today is what's actually leading them to that prayed for future. Man, the things we go through, the things that we wouldn't even think are associated, but our future is tied to others in the future. And it's not a standalone thing. We get paid for our service to others. We get paid for the service that we provide to others. I mean, that's just how things work. Increase your pay, increase your service. The prayer part is, what is that service? You know, and that is tied to our purpose. That is tied to that place that we are supposed to be on this planet based on our unique gifts, talents, and skills that God has given us as a good and faithful servant, you know, and that's how we get paid. Brenda and I are making money on service and nothing else. You know, Surge has paid us over $1 million, but it has nothing to do with Surge. It's based on the service that we provide and our willingness to prepare and to learn so that we can teach and serve. That makes sense?
Yes, it does.
Absolutely.
And so if you want to make $1 million, right? The Lord told me one time, he says, Rick, if you can step out in faith at the level of that risk that I lead you to, where you're really never at risk, I'll reward you in that step of faith to the very same level. And I said, see, that's what everybody on this call, Glenn and Chantel, that's what you guys are doing. And so that reward is going to come, you know, in purpose and in time, based on the level of faith that you guys are actually walking in even now, and the level of sacrifice that you're walking in even now, as you stay focused on the prize, but that's that walk everybody's got to go through to go to that next level. It's par for the course, and nobody escapes it. But what's beautiful, everything is given, not pursued. Everything is handed on a platter from the Lord, not chased and run down. And so a person can't say, "Oh, I'm behind. I gotta do this. I gotta do that." All we gotta do is prepare for the place that we see in our mind's eye. Like Brenda talks about the house that we're gonna build on the water, even though she don't like mosquitoes. In the South, mosquitoes
I
come with
don't.
water. We'll spray.
I
We'll
do.
we'll spray though. We'll spray. We'll spray. But
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
she sees it, and that's all that's required because it will be given. We've got land down here And the question is when, how, where. And you know what's interesting is that we said, man, it'd be great to have an intermediate stop so that we're not forced to move into a neighborhood or forced to try to build or forced to do anything. And then that's when the idea of moving on the military base came, to provide a nice intermediate stop for us to settle in the South, to figure things out, to be close enough but far enough away from most family. And God answered the prayer. We didn't have to chase it. Nothing in life worth having is chased, because it will continue to cause a conflict and run from you. It has to be held and continually chased. Everything God gives you, as we position ourselves in receipt of the blessing, and that spiritually, hold on, let these people in, Jackie. That's spiritually, that's mentally, it's received. But our job is to set the vision and to make it plain and to write it down, and then to receive it in full faith. And not only that, but to walk with the quickness once the vision is made plain that it's from the hand of the Lord. Whether it's an idea, whether it's a positioning, but if it's from the hand of the Lord, to not procrastinate. And fear will cause procrastination. But when we understand that it's from the hand of the Lord, to move with the quickness, because there's a window and that you have to hit. And that has been I know everybody on this call realizes that. When I left corporate America, there was a window I had to hit. When I went into the community, instead of pursuing Surge or YTB at the time, the Lord said, I'll take care of the business. You just go into the community. There was a window I had to hit to go into the community in faith. And the next year we made over $700,000 in the business. I wasn't even there. People, how did you do that? Like you said, Chantel, through obedience, through faith in action. And then God takes care of the rest. Over to you, Brenda.
Wow, that's so true. Anybody else?
And the reward, like Chantel says, is so much greater, when you just ride. Timing is of the Lord. And is it possible, and I know that it is, for a person to be able to rest in their timing? And one of the things that I have found, and this is so true, is that when God puts you on a path of delivery to your destination, it's the greatest place you can be, because his ears are open to our cry on that journey. Miracles happen on that journey.
Yes, sir.
Come on now.
They're happening right now, people. If we could just open our eyes and ourselves up to see the miracles, because it's real deal. What I found is the great reward in relationship. It is so huge to think about a journey that we are on and still on, just like you guys. We were planted in the Pacific Northwest, didn't have a desire to come to this place, didn't see this place in our future, wasn't even thinking about anything on this coast. Our whole family, besides our children and our grandbabies, are on the East Coast. So we were sure that our foot was going to be right up in Florida, just like we saw it. We visioned it. We sat in it for 7 years, loved it. And we're gonna retire in Florida. And we had 2 years left here, so we'll just knock this out. We'll just knock out the 2 years. Hang out at the air base. All is well. 26 years later, people. See, we can write the plan. The miracle is in his plan. Because we would not have met any of you. Maybe not even Rick we wouldn't even have met Rick and Brenda. Maybe he would have brought them a different way, but I don't perceive that because that was even on the other coast at an event. But he's faithful because he knew the plans, Jeremiah 29:11. He knew the plans that he had for us. And the people that we were supposed to meet, the people we were supposed to impact. I'm thinking about Mr. Clyde Lee right now. What a person. Oh my God. Mr. Clyde would have us wrote because he had to sing everybody a birthday song at the meeting with that beautiful, handsome voice, always cutting up in the meeting every week. Mr. Clyde, the meeting has started over here. Mr. Clyde's over here having his own conversation. It's the precious relationship. Come on, Bill. We see you up there doing your dance. It is these people.
Then
Bill,
comes the wolf dog.
come on. The wolf come. This dude, let me tell you something. I have never in my life met a person like Bill Wolf Dog. That dude was howling. He met us and he was so excited. He left a howl on our phone the next morning. I said to myself, this dude is a little different. What a joy. Wouldn't change that. Coming out of a grocery store. Come on, somebody. This guy follows us out to the car. Usually Glenn Aiden is not that kind of guy, people. You don't want to come up on the brother like that.
No, he was hitting on you. He was hitting on you in the line. That's what was going on.
I know. But it was such a warm, you could feel a person's presence. You know what I'm saying? He had that warm presence. And he came out to the car and he had that t-shirt on. And I just looked, I said, oh, he's got some things going on with children. See, I'm telling you, the timing and the place of what your vision is will draw you to the person. Outreach, working with children, that is who he is and was to this day. That was his mission assignment, to serve these children with everything and outreach in the community. Hello, Glenn and Chantel, come on. You are drawing the people. Now, what's happening when the people come? What's happening with these relationships? They're still coming. We're excited. We're doing, even in the midst of life, he will sit you in an event with who is now your girlfriend. Come on, Dr. Lillian Robertson, and Great Purpose. Come on, somebody. How do you run up on a bishop in a meeting way up years before, who doesn't know you, but you're sending him emails, Glenn Aiden? Just send a friendly email to say, hi, I saw you at this meeting, enjoyed that, blah, blah, blah. Years later, people, it was almost 10 years later, I think, at least 10 years. Bishop says, oh, you know what? Let's connect. In we walk. I'll never forget this, ever. In we walk to this board meeting, as they call it, and sit down. And the board's sitting there and they're doing their little thing. And but the one person wasn't in the room. And they had kind of made their, decision before we hadn't even spoken a word yet. In walks the person who sits down, Dr. Lillian Robertson. I don't think we were even 10 minutes into, she had already made up her mind. We're going to do this. I like this. This is going to work. The next morning, how about Bishop calls and says, oh, we're getting started right now, and here's my card. Relationship. Back to you, Rick and Brenda.
But
wow, that's good.
Even in all that, see, now with all the changes and the rearranging and the positioning and the timing, now Dr. Lillian is in charge of that center. And our favor came through Bishop to her. She's the one that had the vision and saw it. If you saw that walkthrough we did, she even points out and says, we can do the surge over here. Well, guess what? It's a new day. that city needs help. So something new is happening, but it's still the same plan, the same plan. It was Bishop's vision to save that city, and they are in trouble over there. So to reconnect after COVID and all that, is not by chance. Also, I want to say you guys are strategically positioned big time, because I know I've taken C5 hops out of Charleston. Charleston is like a main, it's like a main hub for hops uh, globally. So the access is even greater. Back to you, Rick, Brenda.
You know, what's going to be interesting, like you're saying, if a person can just rest in their future, in the present, knowing that they have their vision set. See, that's why it's so important to write the vision and make it plain. What do you see? Brenda's really good at that. She writes down what she sees, and it always comes to pass. What do you see? What do you want? Making that request known and writing it down, and then being able to watch all the pieces and all the parts, fall in place. Preparing for the level of professionalism that you want to draw, like you said, Chantel, you draw, and people are drawn to your purpose and to that which you know. And being able to continue to prepare and to study at the level of the people that you're looking to attract and draw. A lot of times we are not willing to put the time and effort in, and then we're surprised at the people that are drawn to us, which is only a reflection of the effort that we've put in. And not realizing, and this is something I learned early on, I can raise to the level of professionalism that I want to draw. And that's how I draw people who are professionals. That's how I draw people who are wealthy. That's how I draw people who are sharp and going places. I'm preparing personally to whom I want to draw. And that's a revelation when you realize that you are the one that's controlling that. And that happens totally in your back room. You're not even connecting to anybody. That happens totally in your back room. I do all the business people by saying, Father, I need your help. Lord, send me businessmen and women who are professional, people of integrity, people of valor. Send them to me to help me. And in return, I'll provide whatever you want me to provide them. It may be spiritual guidance. It may be confidence. It may be, personal development. And so I prepare to put myself in a place. And then the Lord says, Rick, can you even be trusted for me to send you people? I can't even trust you to send this because you're not willing to learn anything. And that's when I had to change. I said, okay, let me learn something so that I can be entrusted with his people. The Lord said, Rick, can I trust you to go through some of the toughest processes so that I can prepare you with the answers for the people that I'm going to send you with the questions? Glenn and Chantel, the Lord has entrusted you to go through some severe processes to be entrusted with the answers, and that the people he's going to send you are going to have, where you can answer them immediately based from your personal experience. See, that's what God does. He takes us through processes so that he can now send people who now have the questions where we have the answers. And we don't even have to think about it because it has become our life experience. And it's a pattern of where he's taken you based on the things he's taken you through, brought you through, that he will now send you the people with the questions. How did you do this? How did you respond with that? And you don't even have to think because you now have the answers. So it's an entrustment. Jackie, the things that you're growing through, and everybody on this call, the things that you're growing through is because God is entrusting you with his people, with knowledge. So the people that have the questions, you now have the answers. And so now you're preparing to receive them, and they'll start showing up. And then that takes us to the next level, and to the next level. That's what Brenda and I actually are doing. To go to the next level, we're entrusted with financial. Hey, help me, Lord. Am I going to live? Am I going to die? Okay, I'm going to live. Now he can send me the people that have the questions, because I have gone through whatever situation based on that calling, whatever it is, that trial, that experience. I can talk to the people about finance. You see, and that was the birth of Marketplace Ministry. And so, but that's where everything is laid out for us. All we've got to do is work on ourselves and get in position for that which we see to do our purpose. And if we can do that, everything is given. Just like in the Garden of Eden, everything is provided. We have moved back to the garden where everything is provided. We just have to become and walk in our purpose. If you're struggling, if you're fearful, if you're not sure, slow down, get in your purpose. All your confidence is in your purpose. Your future is in your purpose. If you're working outside of your gifting, like you were saying, Jackie, working with the kids is your gift. Get back in your gifting and watch what happens. Your sense of value, your sense of significance, your money, everything flows from your gifting. People will pay to get to your gifting, to use your gifting. If you're outside of that, life is hard, right? And that's what's going to be interesting with Brenda and I being in Charleston, in addition to what you're saying, Glenn, this being the hub. But as we settle, I draw people of wealth. I draw people of purpose. I don't have to go chase them. They're going to find me in Charleston. And of course it's internet, so it doesn't have to be the city, Charleston. I'm working with the folks down in Florida, and they've got some massive projects that they've included me in. I'm like, okay. But when we get into position, it's over. Back to you, Brenda.
Wow, that was good. Anybody else?
You know what, Rick? I was listening to what you were saying. Even, according to God's purposes for your life, Moses, even when you are afraid and you have already determined, I'm not that person, I can't go for you, he will send you help. So we still don't have to fear, because he's got that. All we got to do is trust him and obey him. He's got everything in place. We just have to be his willing vessel in his purposes for our purpose. We don't have to wait on it. We just have to say yes and start moving your feet, because he's got everything else laid out. Stop waiting on the people. He said go. And when we go, the doors are already open. If it's a wall, the wall will open up for us. Just stay in your purposes. God's got the rest. I'm just telling you what we're living here for real, for real. All right. And I don't have a clue as to what he's going to say is our next, but we trust him. We're walking it out right now. Back to you, Rick and Brenda. Thank you so much. This has been an amazing, powerful. All these nuggets are very encouraging. And more people are coming our way. Thankful.
It's so true.
More people are coming.
More people are coming. All we've got to do is prepare for the more. See, Jackie, I still believe in your ministry for 50 and over, and more people are going to be faking it and not knowing what they're going to do, when they're going to do. That came for a reason. And even the lady that presented it, we know she's stuck. You actually are her deliverance. And but God's got it. Even though you may say my business is moving slow, nothing's going on, continue to prepare. God puts us out in the future, and then people catch up to where you are. Because that's the situation, they can't validate today who you are, where you are, what you're doing, because you're out in the future. Don't come back for them. Continue to go, continue to grow, continue to learn. And what'll happen is you'll be in position, and then God opens the eyes of the people to see you. Then it's on for sure. Until then, you prepare for that thing that He's put inside of you. And don't look back, turn into a pillar of salt. Don't look back, just keep growing, and God will bring the people to you. God will open the doors. God will make it happen. Put that on Him. It's on Him anyway. And we only think that we're doing something. We ain't doing nothing. God is doing everything. All we're doing is living and preparing. Father, use me, Lord, in position. Open up and reveal to me the gifts, the talents, and the skills that you have placed inside of me and my purpose, and I will rest in thee. That's it, right? And God does the rest. Back to you, Brendan.
Wow, that's true. Anybody else? Well, we always have great calls. I enjoy talking. This is definitely the beginning of a new for me to sit out here with my feet up, just relaxing with my water and just sharing with everybody. This is going to be so fun because, Rick and I will share. Rick will definitely show you pictures on Facebook. So you will see exactly what we're doing, where we are. I don't know if you posted the one picture of the tree with the sun glistening through it. That's our backyard now. That's our backyard. So it's really fun. It's going to be interesting. Definitely the travel. I'm looking forward to that. To just keep moving and going and learning. That's going to be real good because that's the business. That's the business that we're in. We're in the travel business. So this is going to be a lot of fun to grow, to learn, and to get to know the area and what is in store for us. Because the power of the internet is real. That has not changed. No matter where your location is, you can reach the masses. And that's what we want to do. We want to be able to reach thousands of people that are out there that are looking for what we have. See, Surge, it changes people's lives. And believe that it changes your life. It changes your life. Because Rick and I are not talking about just bringing people on, grow your business. We're talking about growing yourself. We're talking about changing yourself. We're talking about making you who you want to be. And how do you go about doing that? All you have to do is be willing to change, be willing to learn, learning something new every day. Oh, and you know me in directions. I am loving learning where to go, where everything is, where this is. Because from when I was younger, and even just for Rick and I coming and visiting family, we would hit all the spots real fast. Sunset over here, sunset. And so it was nice to go out last night, and it was a little cloudy, so there was no sunset, but not even having to say, oh man, where's the sunset? We're here now. So we'll catch all the different sunsets, sunrise. That's Rick saying sunrise. I'm not up that early. But we'll catch it all now because we're here. So we don't have to try to rush to do everything in the week or two that we come to visit. And that's going to be fun too. So just know change is a good thing. And when you embrace change, all good things come to you because that's how you're looking at it. So remember to look at things positive and embrace change, enjoy change. People who don't like change, they never change and they're stuck in the same old, So change, if you say, I don't like change, change that. start saying how much you love change, you embrace change, you look forward to change. Because with change comes new, and with new comes good and better. So, and it's all just there. So change the way you say it. Add some good things to your positive affirmation, where you want to be, what you want to do. It's not too late. This is just the beginning. I left a friend in Colorado, and we went to go see her before we left. She was on her third house because she just loved building new houses and moving. I was like, where are you moving now? And she said, well, we're going to give this house to my son, and we're going to move over here because I don't like the kitchen in here. I thought, what? Okay. But that's her. She loves to move. And she just takes off and builds new homes and moves in them and then gives them to her kids. So that's her thing. So whatever your thing is, you can still do it. No one's telling you you can't do anything. You just have to go out and go for it. And if that's what you want to do it. And watch how it happens. But be willing to change. Be willing to get whatever your heart desires. And know that it might not come tomorrow, but it's coming. That's another thing. People get so frustrated because things don't happen instantly. The only instant is coffee. And you'll find that the one brewed tastes better. So embrace change and know that it's going to happen the way you want it to happen. So I'm looking at the time. And don't forget, it's Thursday night, so we're having our presentation. We have our Wi-Fi all hooked up. Our offices are somewhat in order. We're getting there, but we'll be able to set up our Zoom and have our presentation like we have all the time. So invite people on. We love to make it quick, sweet, and to the point. You guys know we are the most trusted travel team in Surge 365. Everybody wants to be in our business. Everybody wants what we have. And that's what's so fun about this business. Everybody needs what we have. It's nothing like a tax write-off. It's nothing like it. So find out what people want and just say, hey, we have it. Come over here and check it out. And like Chantel said with her, they joined without any hesitation. They looked at the presentation and said, this is what we want. You want more of that. You want more people that'll see what you have and say, hey, I want it. I want it now. So everybody, I want you to have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your view wherever your view is, and know that we are the most trusted team in Surge 365. Look forward to seeing you all on the call tonight. Even if you have to just call in, we really try to keep it short because we know how valuable people's time is. But it's nothing like hearing the presentation over and over. And I really like I love hearing Coach say, don't miss this. That's my favorite part of the presentation. So everyone, look forward to seeing you all on the beaches. The ski slopes, maybe. But I'm excited, and I want everybody to be excited too. So we'll look forward to talking to you guys later on this evening. Okay, bye-bye now.